Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Tega. In this video today, I'm gonna show you how to make this simple hairline dress with a high-low frill sleeve. So without wasting time, let's get cracking. So I'll be making use of 3.5 meters of fabric, and as you can see, I've laid my fabric on the floor along the self-edge to self-edge, and I've got 62 inches from one hand to the other, which I'll be using for the entire length of the dress. When you fold your fabric over, you want to make sure you have enough to accommodate your bust, your hip, and extra inches for your hairline shape. That is very important. The biggest part of your body, make sure you have it down plus 3 inches, then excess for the hairline dress. As you can see here, I've got 20 inches. This will accommodate everything I need for my hairline dress. So you want to cross check yours as well, that you have the right measurement. And now we folded this over, we're going to start with our front panel. You want to rule a line across like that as your start line. Take 3.5 inches for your neck width and 7 inches for the neck depth. I'm going to be going for a V-neck shape. So V-neck here for the dress. If you want, you can go for a round neck, but I'm going for V-neck here. So it's 3.5 inches by 7 inches. So you want to rule your line like I've done. Then you move on to your shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement is 16 inches divided by 2. So I'm going to put 8 inches there. I'm going to be marking 8 inches. Whatever your shoulder measurement is, divided by 2 and make the marking. Then add your half an inch sewing allowance. Make the marking. Now you want to come down by 1 inch for your shoulder slope. So from the half an inch sewing allowance, come down by 1 inch. Grab your ruler and connect it to the neckline. So now that's your shoulder slope. And from your shoulder slope, you want to add your armhole measurement. So your armhole circumference divided by 2. Whatever you have, you start from the shoulder slope, not from the start line, but from the shoulder slope, and make your marking. So here I'm going to be marking 9 inches. So the armhole circumference is 18 divided by 2. So I've added the 9 inches. So here I'm making sure I have the 8.5 of the shoulder measurement from the top right down to give me the straight line, right? So that's the armhole there. Now you want to add your shoulder to bust line measurement. From your shoulder to your bust point, you want to add that measurement now. And the reason is because we want to get our armhole accurately. So you want to add your bust line measurement and make the marking. And you can see here is almost the same measurement as the armhole. Now you want to make that marking and draw a line by the armhole. And next you want to add your bust measurement, which is your bust circumference divided by 4. Whatever you have, you want to make the marking along that line. Right, so that's your bust measurement, your bust circumference divided by 4. Then you make the marking. So you want to draft your armhole. In order for that, you want to find the midpoint of the 9 inches armhole we have here, which is 4.5 inches. Make the marking, then connect it right down there to the bust line. That's it. So that gives us our back armhole. For the front armhole, you want to come in by half an inch or 3/4 of an inch. I prefer 3/4, but I'm going to be using half an inch for this project. The next stage now is to work yourself all the way down from the armhole right to the hemline, drawing out your A-line shape. Like I said before, you should have enough fabric on the width to accommodate your waist and your hip circumference, plus ease allowance and sewing allowance all together. And once that is done, you should have a nice A-line drawn out just the way it is here. So you want to grab your scissors and cut. Once you finish cutting, you should have something like this for your front panel, right? And now we're going to move to the hemline. I'm going to be coming up by 3 inches. So make the marking, make your curve, and cut. And that is what I did here. Now we're going to cut the back panel. I'm still going to cut the armhole after I've been able to cut the back panel out. So you want to lay the front panel on the back panel. Leave 1 inch between the front panel and the back panel as a start because of your zip allowance. So that's the 1 inch there all the way down to the hemline, right? You want to align the neckline properly, as you can see there, for your measurement to be accurate. So for your back neckline, the width is going to be 3.5 inches and the depth is going to be 1 or 1.5 inches. You want to draw your curve. You can use your freehand or your ruler. That's 3.5 neck width and that's 1 inch neck depth. You want to go for 1.5 if you want. So here, because our back isn't straight, you want to come down up to your waistline and make a marking. So if your waistline is 16 from your shoulder or 17, make the marking and come in by 1 inch. This is going to shape out our back because our back isn't straight and you don't want your dress to be puffy at the back. So you want to come in by 3/4 or 1 inch and make that curve like that. Right. And once that is done, you want to adjust it completely. Not just coming in, you're going to add that back over there. Whatever is lost on the waist, you add it back on the side, right? Especially if it's a fitted dress. But with my hairline dress, I don't think it's really compulsory. You just need to add extra inches. You can add it from the waistline all the way down, but it's not compulsory. It's just on the waist. It's a free A-line dress, this, not a proper fitted A-line dress. So I've gone ahead to start cutting it out. So you want to cut yours out, and don't forget you need to cut your back panel before you cut your armhole for the front. You want to cut the back panel first. The armhole should be the last thing you would shape out. So once the back panel has been cut, as you can see there, it's slit open because of the zip allowance. You would move on to the armhole for the front and cut it out properly. Now you have your front armhole and your back armhole. That's it, guys. So you want to come back to the back at the waist and mark your 1 inch. Don't forget the allowance is 1 inch and we came in by 1 inch. So you want to adjust the back along the waistline, guys, not the hip line, along your waistline, and make the marking, reconstruct that back. Like I said, our back isn't straight and you want your dress to sit well on your back. No puffiness. Next, you want to cut your front neckline facing and your back neckline facing. So what you need to do is to get your extra fabric, put it on fold, exactly like the front panel is on fold. Then you want to make the marking like that. I'm taking 2 inches as the wideness of the facing. So you need to construct it exactly along the shoulder and the neckline. If you've never cut a facing before, just do what I'm doing here and just grab your scissors and cut. I've taken 2 inches for the wideness, and that is your facing for the front. I went ahead and did the same thing for the back neckline as well. So here I'm drafting my sleeve. If you haven't watched my tutorial, you need to watch it on how to make a basic sleeve. So this is like a 3/4 sleeve here. It's not up to the full length of a sleeve. Don't forget, we're going to be adding frills. From the armhole, you want to make your marking. Here I marked 4 inches. You can mark 5 inches if you want. You can see that marking there. Now I want to cut out my front sleeve like we did on the dress, if you remember. So the sleeve as well will have its own, the front sleeve and the back sleeve on the same panel. So that's the front sleeve there being shaped out. Once that is done, you want to come back to shaping up our sleeve. So I came down there by 4 inches. Like I said, you can come down by 5 or 6 depending how much of frills you want. Then over there I'm making a 1 inch marking, half an inch for sewing the sleeve together and half an inch to stitch in the frills. So you want to shape it like that to give room for our frills. So from 4 inches I'm connecting into 1 inch. Yours can be connecting 5 inches into 1 or 6 inches into 1, but mine is 4 inches into 1. And when you open up your sleeve, you should have something like this. After that, I did all the stitching, the zip applied, the facing, the shoulder line, then I stitched it right all the way to the hemline, and it was time to add my sleeve. And once the sleeve was added, this is what it's like, and you should have something like this once you add your sleeve. And next will be adding of the frills. You need to measure the circumference of the opening all the way around from one end to the other and multiply by 3. The reason for this is because you're applying pleats or gathers, so you want the frills to be beautiful and full as well. So I went for a 6 inches length because I don't want it too long. You can make yours longer if you want. Then after stitching up, this is what I had. As you can see here, I went for a pleated frill rather than the gathers. It's up to you what you choose to have. And guys, this is the final look. It looks so stunning. Oh, look at that. Look at the high-low sleeve. And look at my hairline dress and the neckline as well. It wasn't left bare. I hope this video will go a long way to help someone who would love to make a dress like this with a high-low frill sleeve. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, look after yourself and bye for now.